Welcome to this gentle morning full body yoga stretch for a grateful start. Go ahead and rest back on your back for centering. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Letting it fall out of your mouth. Allowing yourself to arrive here now. Knowing that you have lots of time to get to all the things you're going to do today, but pausing here for your yoga practice, having an intentional start to your day. Connecting to your breathing, each exhalation, allowing yourself to release tension, feeling the support of the earth underneath you. I'm going to share some of my intentions for this class as you breathe and center and ground here before we start our movement. Gratitude is a profound embodied state that aligns us with our cosmic hearts and our multidimensional essence. It's not just an emotion, but a transformative force that connects us to the divine and facilitates our evolution. When we embrace gratitude, we activate a form of prayer that transcends traditional boundaries, leading to a deeper connection with this present moment and the overall universal flow. Gratitude is a transformational force that fosters healing, clarity, and a harmonious resonance with the universe. When we are humble and surrender in the practice of gratitude, it allows us to receive the full spectrum of light and love that is available to us. So in this class, we will wake up with gratitude, recognizing the sacredness in every moment and aligning ourselves with the higher dimensions of consciousness. So that's my intention for you for this class. You can go ahead and form your own intention, what you would like to receive from this class. And when you're ready, if your knees aren't already bent, you can bend your knees and place your feet flat on the ground. So feel the whole bottom of your foot on the ground. And just start by rolling your pelvis forward and back. So just small pelvic tilts using your core strength and back. And you don't have to over effort this. I want you to feel the fluidity of the movement of your pelvis. You can press into your feet a little bit to make this happen, to feel a more effortless roll through your pelvis. And keep breathing. Your breath allows for an expansion of prana, an expansion of life force energy. So from here, you're going to allow yourself to continue with that pelvic tilt and just roll all the way up through your spine until you come up into a bridge pose, focusing on opening up through the fronts of your hips. So this would be an active opening for your hip flexors, your psoas at the top, and then inhale at the top. Exhale and massage your spine, your central nervous system, as you roll down through your spine, bone by bone by bone, and allow yourself to receive that massage. So again, feeling that opening at the top and the massage of your spine and your central nervous system as you're rolling down. And then you can take your feet as wide as your mat and just sway your knees from side to side. Drawing your right knee into your chest. And hold on behind your knee if knees are an issue. And let's just invite some gentle movement in here. Inhaling, expanding, exhaling, drawing your knee in. And then being a little more free form in your movement. So maybe some circles, maybe some side to side, moving in a way that feels good to you here. And seeing how soft and fluid and gentle you can be in your movement. So I think that effort can create some kind of resistance, whereas ease can create some kind of flow. So let's try to, or not try to, let's allow ourselves to tap into that ease and flow here. And then release your right leg down. Feel the difference between your right hip and your left hip. And then draw your left leg in. As always, you can hold on behind your knee if that's going to Feel better for your knee, and then you're going to inhale, release slightly, and exhale, draw in. And then free form it a little bit more, maybe circles, maybe side to side, noticing what feels right, bringing in that quality of gratitude for our ability to accept where our body is and open to the gentleness of movement that is available to us in each moment. And placing both feet back on the ground and just pausing and feeling, noticing the gentle unraveling through your hips here. And then rolling over onto your stomach. Okay, so coming down onto your stomach, we're going to do a few things here to strengthen the back of your neck. So because we spend so much time on screens and looking at our phones, the back of our neck becomes overstretched, and our neck gets sore because of it. And we don't really need to stretch our neck. We need to actually strengthen our neck. So what we're going to do here is just some neck strengthening. I'm just trying to sneak it into this gentle yoga class for you. You'll be grateful for it. So all you're going to do is you're going to rest on your, you'll eat your vegetables and you'll like it. You're going to rest your forehead on the ground. And what I want you to do is lift your head, the back of your head straight up towards the ceiling. So can you feel all those muscles working along the back of your neck, even your upper back, even your extensors along your spine? So just straight back, and imagine it coming from just the back of your skull here. So inhale, lift, just looking straight down at your mat. Okay, and now what we're going to do is change this just slightly. You're going to lift your head, turn it, place it down, and then lift and turn, place it down. So you get a nice little neck stretch here with the rotation, but then you're also getting that strengthening through your upper back, the extensors in your spine, your cervical spine, even your thoracic spine. I can even feel it down through really your whole spine, my lumbar spine. Okay. And then come back to the center. That's it for that little anatomy lesson that will help you with neck pain. Now, take your hands underneath your shoulders, roll your shoulders back and up. You're going to inhale, lift up into cobra as far as feels comfortable for you, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. And one more. And then we're going to bring our legs into it with half bow pose. You're going to bend your right leg and your left arm, reach around and hold onto your right ankle. And I want you to pull your right ankle away to lift your chest off the ground and then lower. So then we get some quad stretch in it, a little bit of chest opening, a little bit of shoulder opening. And all those back extensors get to work again. And you can release that side, wiggle your hips from side to side. Relax your low back. Let's do that on the other side as well. So reach around, hold on to your ankle, roll your shoulder back and up. So you pull your ankle away, it lifts you and lowers you. And then release and wiggle your hips from side to side. And we're going to go back to your first side here. And on the first side, what you're going to get, what we're going to do is change your hand position if you'd like. And what it will give you is a little bit more shoulder opening. So you're going to reach around and hold on to the inside of your foot. You put your thumb on your big toe and then lift up. And you can see that just opens your shoulder a little bit more. Just gives it a little different position. And release. Let's wiggle your hips again. And then again on the other side, hold on to the inside of your foot and pull your foot away and lift and lower. And release, wiggle. And then we're going to come up and back into child's pose. If child's pose doesn't work for you, then you can always do knees to chest on your back. Okay, we're going to inhale up onto all fours for cat pose now. Okay, from all fours, we'll do some cat pose. Exhaling, rounding up through your spine. Inhaling and arching. And really let your head drop and lift. I don't do that so I don't bang my mic for you guys, but know that you can do that. You should do that. And then go to the side, so you're opening up your side body as well. And other side. Okay, and then come back to the center, and we're going to circle your rib cage like you're scraping a peanut butter jar. And the other way. And then walk your hands back to your knees. And you're going to walk your left leg through for lunge pose. And I want you to really tuck your tailbone under so you're actually opening up the front of your hips. I know we can just actually lean right into a lunge pose. Then you're actually just going to bypass it. Actually, do whatever you want. I don't care. However, whatever floats your boat. But you could try this too. And if you did, you might feel more happening in your hip. And then, of course, if you lift your arm as well, because all the fascia is connected, this will give a little tug on your hip as well. And then you can try the other side as well, walking your right leg through. And if you'd like to try that version where you tuck your pelvis under and stay more upright to feel what sensation happens for you in your left hip here, you can experiment with that. And then also with lifting your left arm so that that whole fascial sheath gets a little tug and even more opening in the front of your left hip. And then you can release that. We're going to come into downward facing dog, do some paddling of our heels to open up the backs of your legs and your calves. And from here, you can make your way all the way up to standing. Okay, from standing, we're going to do some knocking on the door of life just to generate some energy for your day, also to get some rotation into your body. Okay, from here, we're going to come to the top of your mat and you're going to step back with your right foot. Turn your hips to face the front. Sink down through your front right foot. You're going to bring your right arm up, your left arm hook underneath it for eagle's arms here. Inhale up, exhale down. So warrior one with eagle's arms. And then you can release that side, step forward. This time you're going to step your left foot back. Turn your hips to face front, sink down through your front right foot. This time we're going to do cow's face arms, just alternating between. So instead of grasping, we're just going to get some mobility in the joint by going between the two places. And then you can release that. Okay, now I'd like to do an upright lunge. So step back with your right foot. So your hips are both forward. Now you're going to be on the tops of your toes, like on the ball of your foot here. Come forward. So lunge pose. And this time let's bring our left arm up, hook our right arm underneath. And inhale, come up and down. And then release, step forward, and we'll do high lunge on the other side. So this time your left foot comes back, you're up on your back toes, and you come forward, so you're getting that big opening in the front of your hip again. And we're gonna do cow's face again. So switchy, switchies. And then you can release that, and we're going to come and sit down on your mat. Okay, let's do some boat pose. So you're going to lengthen up tall through your spine. And why don't we use that strap that you've got? You're going to inhale, exhale, lean back, take your strap, arc it overhead. So you get a little shoulder release too. Okay, and then you're going to come forward and let's lift your pelvis a little bit. We're going to do head beyond knee pose, right leg extended, left leg bent. And I would actually like you to use your strap for this. So take your strap, lengthen long through your spine, and use your strap to reach your heart towards your shin. And then you come up and switch sides. So your right leg opens, your left leg extends, and use your strap again. Place it around the ball of your foot, not the arch. Lengthen up nice and tall, And use the strap to create a lever here so that you can reach your heart towards your shins. And then come up, and you can make your way down for your final resting position for your Savasana. Okay, so resting back and just checking in and noticing how you're feeling from the beginning of the class to the end of the class. Feeling grateful for your body, for your breath, for this time to practice yoga. I have a poem for you called Gratefulness by James Cruz. Gratitude passes through you like the clouds of mood, like rain turning to sleet, or gray skies breaking into blue. It is only gratefulness that stays, holding your trembling hand beneath the hospital sheet as you count each breath, or jumping up and down when you hear good news. It is the faithful companion we have always been seeking, this feeling of fullness that follows us everywhere, everywhere we go, less like a shadow trailing the body, and more like a glimmer held in the heart that promises never to leave. More like a glimmer held in the heart that promises never to leave. So as you start to wiggle and stretch out and begin to enter into your day, maybe set the intention to carry gratitude like a glimmer in your heart that promises to never leave. Maybe that can be your comment too in the comment section. I carry gratitude like a glimmer in my heart. I carry gratitude like a glimmer in my heart. So you can start to wiggle and stretch out, bend your knees and roll to your side. And as you're making your way up, I want to tell you about a couple of things that I have coming up if you're interested, if this class resonated with you. In May, I have in our membership something called the Solar Plexus Portal. It's a nervous system map for empaths and sensitives. So I find a lot of my students find it very challenging dealing with the climate that we live in, the emotional climate. They feel very overwhelmed by it. And something that I've been working with for a number of years is human design. And in particular, I've been working one-on-one with my community manager with this since January, going through a chart bit by bit. And so we're going to spend May in our community on one very specific part of our chart, which is the emotional solar plexus, and looking at the difference between a defined solar plexus, emotional solar plexus, and an undefined emotional solar plexus. So I have an undefined emotional solar plexus, and many of you might have a defined emotional solar plexus. And there's a very different way that those parts of our body graph in human design interact in the world. And so if you are an empath or a sensitive, this might be very interesting to you, regardless if you are or aren't. We live in a world where if you find emotions very, like you're a very emotional person, you probably have a defined center. Anyway, we'll be spending the whole month going back and forth between the defined center and the undefined center, and giving you tools for how to know what one you have and how to live with that in your life. And that's going to be sort of a teaser for something really exciting I have coming up in June, which is an 11-week human design body graph immersion. So we're going to go into that one center really specifically in May. And then in June, I'm going to be offering this course, which is going to be like a summer school, a frequency first summer school, where we'll go through all the centers. And again, we'll look at all 9 energy centers of your human design chart and look at how you can align to those energy centers, whether they're defined or undefined, how you can amplify them, how you can release the conditioned beliefs that might be keeping you out of alignment. But also, it's really important for you to know, like if you have a defined center, an undefined center, you might have a defined center, say in your throat, but then other people have an undefined center, and you want to know how to interact in the world. So for example, I have an undefined throat center, and people used to tell me all the time, you talk too much, which was accurate. For me, I need to be more of a frequency holder, more of a listener, holding the space. And so since I've shifted to that more, people have been, I've been way more in alignment, and people have been vibing more with the way I teach. So that's just one example of an entire body graph. And knowing other people's body graphs and how they interact has allowed me to get along better with like my husband, my daughter, my friends, also my working relationships too. So this is really super helpful, and I highly recommend it for you. If you check in the show notes, there's a link to that as well. So if this practice nourished you, I want to thank you so much for being here. Every time you watch, share, comment, you're helping to co-create a space where healing, rest, and true self-expression are possible. By supporting this channel, you're not just watching a yoga video, you're helping to grow a community rooted in nervous system gentleness, soul alignment, and deep embodiment. So if you feel called, I would invite you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with somebody that you feel that you care deeply about. It's such a simple way to be part of something meaningful, and it truly means the world to me. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really mean that. I'm sending much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest, and may you be as strong as our mountains.